Today's walk will be led by Dr. Dale McNeil. He is a retired biology, botany professor here at the University of the Pacific. He still does work at the school and along Calaveras. He recently just finished up work with the new chapter.
Reading that I'm supposed to talk about are native and non-native plants along the Calaveras River, and as you look out there, let me assure you there's very little native that's there. Now there's a lot of reasons for that, not the least of which is the fact that we've got these levees for flood control, and which has channelized the river. That's gone on for more than a century. This was probably what we would have called a riparian habitat before. You need to understand, if you're here in the valley, there's only one native tree species in the Central Valley, except along the stream courses, where we have some riparian woody vegetation. The only native tree in the valley is Quercus lobata, the valley oak. And the other thing that we probably need to keep in mind when we're talking here is what the valley looked like 150, 200 years ago. I've seen a map over at Berkeley of California where most of where we're standing here is shown as kind of a marsh. Because if you stop and think, all the rivers that were draining down through both the south of the valley and the north of the valley and out into San Francisco Bay, and without the channelization that we get for flood control, this was a much different looking place. And there were only, I believe, it's either 5 or 6 trees on campus. You can still see most of them. As you come in the front entrance to the campus, there is that half circle in front of the tower. As you look back in there, there are, I think, 4 big valley oaks. There was a 5th one, but it began to lean to the point where they were afraid it was going to topple over. If you'll pardon the expression, what the Stockton Record headline described as the weed from hell. And that's the giant reed grass. Arundo donax. Somebody asked me if that was bamboo. Bamboo is, of course, a grass, but generally a tropical grass. Okay, that being said, let's think a little bit about what's happened since things were channelized. As you're probably aware, the Corps of Engineers is not particularly happy with vegetation between the levee and the river. If you live out in Rivara Cliffs, you've seen where they came in and denuded along the inside of the levee. Now, I must admit that a lot of the stuff they denuded was not native. As a matter of fact, very little of it was native, but they just cleared it out.